You can see by hearing all of our stories and how we came into this that we each have unique experiences. And so what we want to task you with, and what we want to talk about, is the idea of becoming aware. Because it all boils down to, how did we become aware? What are some of the things that how do you stay aware?
An example for me is when I started really being more aware of what was going on around me. I was in a grocery store, standing in line. Just fine, normal, perfect mood, nothing in particular was going on in my head, and I just got instantly angry. And I was like, what is going on? And what I realized was, in that moment, the person in front of me actually turned around and was just very upset. And I realized, whoa, that's not me. I just was really aware for the first time that those emotions that sometimes come over us, or it could be intense love, anger, agitation, is not always kind of being aware of your surroundings. Was it really penis? Or was it the people around you?
I find that the emotion seems to be out of context. Like,
Yes.
I've had a rough day, but you think that something really horrible happened. It did not. And my kids looking at me like, oh, what is going on here? And I go, okay, wait a minute, I'm really freaking out here. That's not mine. And realizing that was not mine, and I was taking it on. I was vulnerable to that, and so I took it on, whatever it was, and I brought it on. So if it seems out of context, that may not be yours. To say, okay, is this to serve me? You know, your awareness is in retrospect. To look back and say, wasn't that interesting that I brought that up and this happened, or that happened and that happened. Sometimes you have to look back to increase your awareness. Does that make sense? To get some validation.
And, sometimes too along that line you'll feel like an emotion particularly, and it doesn't have a context to what your circumstances are. Maybe it doesn't even have a context to what's happening around you. Maybe it is more of a past life context. Maybe it's emotions that weren't processed from the past that are just cycling back up today. And how do you discern that difference?
In the classes that I teach, and one of the things that I have learned over these many years is how we actually understand ourselves. I came from an understanding that everyone who comes into our life comes as a teacher. So I'm going to get today is a shift in perspective, because what we tend to forget is that many times we are in someone's life for something that they need. We have to then turn and acknowledge we're here for you as well, and start to begin to discern what it is that they might be sensing, feeling, going through, and then we can take it from this whole different perspective.
And for me, when I was beginning my training, I started taking on things as well. It was huge for me to learn how to dump that energy. One of the other things was observing the world around you with open eyes, looking up, and I would be going, wow, look at those P's. Okay, there's a J. Oh, look at that, there's a T. Oh, look at that, there's a heart. My son just gave me a message. Things like that. I know we've all had those
As well, but be taking notes and be paying attention and be aware.